Boom, we're pre-recorded, and what an exciting Monday morning to come back to. Bitcoin has broken through the triangle, and that's let a lot of the other altcoin tokens move and rise with it. And that's exciting because that's what we wanted. That's what we had been looking for. Now we get to really find out, are we going to break through with volume and continue that trend line? So let's dive right in and take a look. So here we are with Bitcoin on the 1-day chart, and we've broken through this channel with volume. We're now at $6,900, and it didn't take long. And that's important to remember. Look, if you also up here, this is really important to notice, is this candle wick. This candle wick went all the way to $7,700. The reason that's important is because it shows we had volume moving above our previous high. And we wanted to find that because it's extremely important to see that type of momentum first before we continue out basically the direction we're looking to go. So we had drawn this up before. We'd removed it because it gotten a little bit in the way, but we're looking for our Elliott impulse wave. So this is where we thought the Elliott impulse wave would take us to, something like this over the next few months. Now it's actually probably a lot longer than that in terms of the time frame. So let's say mid-November, yeah, like this for the number 2. So your number 1 should probably be here later October, and then so on and so forth. So right now, though, we've broken out of that significant downtrend. So I think we're going to see a lot of momentum in Bitcoin in the next 24 hours. Keeping an eye on this token today is extremely important because, again, this is the leader of the pack. Now, I don't care what your favorite token is. Maybe you're a Ripple fanboy. Maybe you love Ethereum and Vitalik. It doesn't really matter. It seems to be the same story over and over again. Bitcoin is moving these waters, and if you want to play in them, you have to be paying attention to what the big boys does. And today it's up 9.3%. So for any of you that were interested, on Cliff High, he said something around 9% was an indicator. For me, this breakthrough out of the triangle, I don't care how much percentage it is. We just broke through, and we broke through with volume. Now, does it continue that way? You could stipulate that, oh, maybe if we went through, we followed the triangle up a little bit higher, that we haven't actually broken through quite yet. So I'm going to put a higher term on that. I want $7,500 with volume in the next 48 hours to basically conclude that this is the start of the next breakout. We will likely see a continuation to somewhere around the $8,000 mark with the retracement down to around $7,000. Once we hit that $7,000 number 2 mark, I'm going to go altcoin, alt season currency hunting, whatever you want to call it. So let's just quickly take a roll through at some of the top cryptos that are out there. I know we're going to look at Ripple just so we can throw it on the charts. Not that I like it, but because I think it's important to keep an eye on everything. The more information that we can discover and learn from, the better. So XRP is up, I guess only around 5% against Bitcoin, so it's not a huge move. Whereas on Ethereum here, you've got the same type of momentum, around 11 to 12%. So given the fact that Bitcoin's already moved 10%, there's actually not a whole lot of gain in the other tokens. They're moving basically in equilibrium to the rest of the system. So Ripple, whatever, I think it'll have a good short-term story. Long-term, it will be not worth anything. I think the same thing are going to happen to all the banks. Once you see liquidity freeze, tokens that were building suites for the banks will inevitably fail. How long that story takes out to play, well, that could give Ripple another 2 years, essentially. And in that time, we could see all sorts of new progressive ideas come out. So we're going to keep an eye on Ripple because we believe it is more closely connected to the failing, shitty banking system. And it's always good to keep an eye on those guys because they're the people that caused all these problems in the first place. And it's one of the reasons why Bitcoin and these other decentralized cryptocurrencies are the solutions, is because there's no central authority to take control of your money and do what they will with it. Whereas with Ripple, this is exactly what can happen. So in my books, garbage. I thought you can make money off of it. Hey, that's something else. But in terms of actual empowerment of sovereign individuality, it's a piece of trash. Let's move on to Ethereum. Again, one of our fun-loved open source developments in the application world. We had 2 trend lines we were following. And see, as soon as we broke down out of this trend line, we fell quite quickly down to around the $190 mark, also with the movement in Bitcoin and the corollary movements that we saw in the stock market. It's jumped right back up to its top of the trend line there, around $230, and then dropped below it. So I do suspect we will go back up to that trend line, probably around the $240 mark on Ethereum today. Litecoin, one of our favorites. Again, this is the token that we said we would see the lower prices come in. We saw 50, so not the $45 and $42 marks that we were looking for. So I suspect that where we are now, $52, Bitcoin's going to make a run. It's going to likely leave Litecoin going down. Litecoin will go up in US dollar terms, but again, if Bitcoin outpaces it like it has here, well, it doesn't really matter what Litecoin is worth in US dollar terms. It's now cheaper in Bitcoin terms, and that's what we're trading back and forth between. Digibyte as well, it's actually down 3%, down to lows of around 360 Satoshis. So potentially a great entry point for Digibyte here is right around the corner. But again, I'm going to be waiting until we see the retracement in Bitcoin, because I do believe the Bitcoin ship is going to displace all the waters and kind of rock the boats of the other tokens. Omisego, same sort of story. We saw a nice big jump over the last 24 hours of around 5 or 6%, but still in comparison with Bitcoin, it has not made any gains at all. But nonetheless, we see that upward momentum. Great entry points for Omisego in this area as well. Excuse me, I'm burping. Cardano, another token that we're highly interested in. And let's see, again, all near these big lows, so we're going to keep an eye on that. We're adding Cloakcoin back to our list to keep an eye on now too, as basically as just the direction of all these markets start to move. Basically in the positive for Bitcoin. It gives us a better look at re-entry possibilities. We've seen kind of a nice slow uptrend here with Cloakcoin, but we're going to be keeping our eyes on that as well. We'll just roll through all of them really quickly. Neo, look at Neo, pushed down near lows around, in dollar terms, I'm not sure, probably around $16 to $19. But in Bitcoin terms, again, that's all we care about, not the dollar terms. It's been pushed down due to Bitcoin's subsequent rise the last 24 hours. Populus is actually up 7% against the US dollar. Same with Veritasium, actually up 17%, up to $22, which is great to see all these moves in Veritasium and Populus in the background, because it means there's still a lot of strength, even though they're not listed on any big exchanges. From Veritasium over the last few days, from $15 to $22. It's almost a 40% rise in the last 2 or 3 weeks there as well. Ravencoin, one of the ones we've been following closely. We sold at around 360 Satoshis. For those of you that were live with us that day, we said we were concerned that it would break down after we reached the all-time high. Someone made a dumb comment, although I guess I should be used to that. They said, that's not enough data. It's like, well, this is the last high that we had, so that's all the data we need. You don't need any more data than that. And as soon as we hit that all-time high from that we had back in September, we came falling back down. So again, I don't really care how much data you use. It's about the data that's important now. So we did sell all of the Ravencoin that we had around 360, which was amazing because we caught that candle wick there. And then the downtrend's been breaking out and breaking lower. I've got a buy order in around 247 Satoshis for Ravencoin. Anyways, that's it. Not trading advice, strictly for entertainment purposes only. If you like this content, obviously, I say this all the time, but give us those thumbs up and leave a comment down below, because YouTube loves when you do that. I mean, I want to answer all your guys' questions with as much support and sentiment as I can. I want more views and stuff like that. Anyways, join the Telegram channel in the links below. This too with the Arcane Bear. Keep your eyes on the market today as it is on fire. Again, one more look at Bitcoin here. Beautiful. Look at this. Massive volume up, quick retracement back down to around 6,800, but we had volume at $7,400 this morning. That's very, very exciting to see as it did break us out of that triangle. So over the next 24 hours, 48 hours is going to be extremely important to keep an eye on Bitcoin as we move. And again, this would be the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave I'd be paying attention to over the next month or two. And these are also the indicators of our altcoin hunting season coming up. This is Tio with the Arcane Bear. As you can see at the bottom, we've got the MACD moving on the upside for the rest of the day as well. So we have some positive momentum coming into this ecosystem. And thank you, Monday. And thank you, Bear family. We're going to see you guys on the other side. Enjoy the day.